Hello and welcome to my channel. It's a beautiful morning and I'm out here in Sweet Pea, my little vintage trailer. If you've missed those videos, I have a video on the story of when I acquired Sweet Pea, and also I have a video on a complete tour of Sweet Pea. But this is a little vintage trailer that I use as kind of like a she shed. Come out in the morning, I got my cat with me, and I have a beautiful breakfast. I have something different that I typically do not have, but I just kind of treated myself to rice cakes with a little bit of almond butter and some pecans and almonds, sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds, and a cut up Bosch pear and some dandy blend. Somebody on this channel recommended dandy blend to me when I gave up coffee. Turns out to be a nice alternative. So there was a few people that recommended that to me, so thank you. It was a good suggestion. India's having breakfast too. Hi, sweetie girl. Good morning. She loves it out here. She loves it out here. I had realized I didn't have my mic, so I went upstairs and got it, because I know my audio comes out better when with the mic. For some people can't hear me at all, depending on what device they're using. So, so I thought I'd tell you some of my plans for July. July is filling up nicely. In the very beginning of August, I do have some plans too. So this Tuesday, the 4th of July, I'm heading up to the Waterville, Maine area. There's a friend of mine who is staying up there in a cottage. There's like a couple of cottages right on the water that her and some family members rent out every year. Oh, it's been 40 years. I've known her for over 40 years. I met her at a job. I was working there, and this new girl was starting, and she was going to be sitting at the desk next to me. And it was Mary. And after her first day, I knew we'd be friends. I just knew we'd be friends. She's so crazy and fun. And we've been friends ever since. We were probably in our early 20s then, so it's been about 40 years. I used to go all the time, and then I haven't been for a while, but she invites me every year. And this year she invited me again, and this year I said yes. And but I'll go in my camper van. I don't need to stay in the cottage. I prefer to just stay in my camper van because it's like my home. It's like my tiny home on wheels. You know, it's my bed, it's my stuff, and my food, and so I look forward to spending a few days with her. I'll stay there for 2 nights, and it's about a little over 3 hour drive. So I'll look forward to that, especially if it's a nice day, a beautiful day for a ride. I enjoy that. And then a little bit later on in the month, like mid-July, I'll be going up to northern New Hampshire for a meetup. One of the women that was at the camping trip that I just got back from in Greenfield, New Hampshire. One of the women there was probably about maybe 10 of us. It was subscribers here that showed up. One of the women there invited us all up on her property because she has acres and acres of property, invited us to all camp on her property in northern New Hampshire. So most of us are going. So that will be lovely. That will just be lovely. So that will be a meetup. And then Barb and I also have our trip planned to Quebec to see Carol. Now, Carol is a woman that Barb and I both met in Florida last November. There's a couple of videos of mine with Carol in it. She came and spent like a week at the beach with me down in Florida. But we met at a meetup in last November. And so she invited us up to Quebec to her place. She's a sailor. She sails. So she's going to take us out on her sailboat. That'll be fun. So we figured when we get to northern New Hampshire, we're about halfway there to Quebec. So we decided to have the timing be right when we're on our way to Quebec. So we're going to leave like a day or two early, and then we're going to stay in northern New Hampshire at that meetup, and then from there we're going to go up to Quebec. I've never crossed the border in a camper van before. I have to really do my homework on what I can bring. I don't want to have a cooler full of food that I can't bring over, so I'm going to have to really look at all the restrictions and make sure I only take what I'm allowed, and then just do my shopping when I get there. Then the week I get home, which will be towards the end of July, will be our book club debut that I'm looking forward to. I'm in the process of ironing out the technical details. I spent about an hour on the phone yesterday with a representative from Zoom to talk about what I'm trying to do and what I need to do it. So I'm in the process of purchasing the right package from Zoom so that I can make this possible. Expect some bumps along the road because, Bob and I are just two senior ladies doing van life. Like, we're not techie girls, we're just, but we're doing it anyway. We don't know what we're doing, but we're doing it anyway. And if the first few sessions we have technical difficulties and where things are not going as smooth as we had anticipated, so what? So what? We'll figure it out. Oh, I think I saw a bunny. I think I heard a bunny. Oh, there's a bunny. Come on over. Come over, see India. The bunny's not coming. She's waiting for the bunny. I put out a rice cake. I crumbled up a rice cake and put that out there. Plus I have some nuts that I took a little container of nuts from the kitchen to sprinkle out there for the chipmunks like the nuts. And then at the very, very, very beginning of August, I think like August 2 and 3, 1, 2, and 3, I have plans with my friend Chris, and we're going to Connecticut on a road trip. Um, I'll tell you more details when it gets closer and when I'm actually there. But it involves castles and ferries and beaches, which sounds delightful to me. So this is a woman that I met last summer. We met on Van Life with Senior Women. She noticed that I was from this area. She's from this area. And she asked if I'd like to meet. So we met one afternoon down on the ocean. at a halfway point between where we both live. We showed each other our vans. We both had minivans at the time. This was last summer. I had a minivan. We showed each other our builds, and that was fun. She's got a minivan too, and we just sat on the ocean in our chairs, and we talked for like 3 hours, and it seemed that we uh, never ran out of things to talk about, and we realized that we hit it off well. Um, so we planned a trip, and what we did was we went to a state park in New Hampshire, and then it was very close by to a concert that we got tickets to, which was the Steve Miller. It was her idea. How about if we go to the Steve Miller concert? So there we were that night at a concert, and it was just, I hadn't been to a concert in years, and we were singing at the top of our lungs. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker. It was so fun. And then we stealth parked in a hotel parking lot. We just both pulled in, went to sleep. Next morning, we met at a little park down the street, had coffee and breakfast, and then we both went our separate ways. And it was delightful. I haven't seen her since. I've been in touch with her, but I haven't seen her since. It turns out she had some health issues that she was dealing with. But it seems like things have gotten better, and she reached out to me and suggested that we uh, go on another little road trip. So that's what we're doing. We decided to do 2 nights, and she did some homework and picked this little getaway for us, and it sounds lovely. I'm looking forward to it. How's Mama's love bug, huh? Are you Mama's love bug? Mama loves you so much. Oh, Mama loves you. Oh, it's hot. It's getting warm. I came out here um, at first in my nightgown, and I was like, "Ooh, it's a little teeny bit nippy." So I went and got a little jacket, but now it's warm. um, and I've been in touch with this other woman that I met a couple of years ago when I was in Arizona. I was not in Arizona in my camper van. I flew in, and I had stayed in an Airbnb for a month. I had never been to Arizona. I had never been to the desert. I wasn't ready for a road trip. It was really before I did any really long distance road trips, and I was still kind of processing the whole idea. So I flew in. I got an Airbnb for a month, and I got a car rental, and I just did a lot of hiking. I was right across the street from the White Tank mountain range, and I would just walk across the street and hike every day. It was delightful. So on Facebook, on one of the camper van groups, this woman put it out there saying, "Oh, we're in this area in Quartzsite. If anybody wants to join us," and I said, "Oh, I'd like to join. I'd like to join you. I don't have my camper van with me, but I would love to come and just meet you and just get a feel for the area." So she was like, "Sure." So this other woman did the same thing. We met there. We decided to meet there. She was interested in doing the same thing. So I met her, and we just really hit it off. We got together another time while I was there, and we went to the zoo together, and we just had so many laughs. And she's a delightful woman, and so we've been in touch. We've been in touch for the past 2 years. We've just stayed in touch. Haven't seen her, So now we have a big trip planned this fall. September, October, November. I'm heading to the desert in my camper van. It's a 42-hour drive. So I'm going to do it in like, you know, 8, 9, 10 days. And we have all these plans all throughout Arizona, in Mexico. I know, be careful in Mexico. I know, I'll be careful in Mexico. She's very familiar with camping in Mexico. She knows where to go, what's safe. She's does it all the time because she's fairly close to the border. I think she's like 4 hours away from the spot in Mexico that she enjoys camping on this beach with people. So I'm just going to trust that she will guide me to a safe area of Mexico. But we're going to do Yuma. We're going to do Lake Havasu. We're going to do Quartzsite, uh, Flagstaff, um, Sedona, and Grand Canyon. So I'll get there like either like probably late September, and then we'll spend the end of September, all of October, and most of November. She needs to wrap it up by November 19th. So when we wrap it up there, I'll have time to get home for Thanksgiving, which will be lovely. And then I'll be home for Thanksgiving. I'll be home for Christmas. And then shortly after Christmas, I'm getting chilly again. Shortly after Christmas, I'll head to Florida for the winter. I'll get out of here. I'll get out of Dodge. And I'll go down January, February, March. I'll be home by April 1st to enjoy the spring here and then make some more traveling plans throughout New England because New England's beautiful this time of year. I love it here. I'm grateful to live here. So yesterday I had my monthly weigh-in. Um, for those of you that follow me, you know that I weigh in once a month, and I take stock of where I am in my weight range that feels ideal to me. And I've this month I had to add some food because my weight was getting a little low. Now I'm just a teeny bit over my range, so I've just taken the food out again, and now I'm just gonna. It helps me just stay right in my range. Add a little when I need to, take a little out when I need to, and it just helps me stay right in my range. And I just eat just the way that I need to do to meet my goals and take good care of myself. Are the bunnies out there? Did you see the bunnies? You didn't see any bunnies? Where are they? Yeah, they're maybe they don't like rice cakes. I have this book that I'm reading. My daughter gave me. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Lorna Byrne. She wrote Angels in My Hair, which was just a fabulous, fascinating book. I thought. Check it out, Angels in My Hair. If you're interested in angels and you're fascinated by angels or you're curious about angels, read Angels in My Hair. So this is another book that she wrote called Stairways to Heaven. Um, but I'm interested in this because of uh, her international best-selling author of Angels in My Hair. As soon as I finish breakfast, I'm going to be meeting one of my very best friends um, for a walk around the local pond.
have regular standing walking dates together. That's what we do together. We used to eat and drink together, and now we walk together. I've known her for 40 years, too. Over 40. I met her at a job, too. Different job, different company than my friend Mary. But these were two I've met. I've had a bazillion coworkers over the years, and these are the two that are special. A beautiful girl. So yesterday I got another big harvest out of my garden. Oh, I just went through all the weeds and I found it all. I found all my bok choy, arugula, mustard greens. I even picked some little gem lettuce, which is like a baby romaine, and some chives and green onions, tons of it. And I just washed it all, spun dry it all, have it all stored in my fridge, the salads for the next few days. Mm. Oh my God, there's just nothing like it. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. So I determined that the greens that I have the most success growing on my property are arugula, bok choy, mustard greens, and green onions. And green beans. My green beans do well too. So I ordered seeds from my favorite place, um, Baker's Creek. The website is rareseeds.com. Baker's Creek. I've just been getting my seeds there for years and years and years. And I ordered like several packets of each of those for the next spring. I'll save them for the spring. Right, India? I'll save them for the spring. My sweetie girl. Oh, mommy's little beautiful girl. You're your mommy's baby. Your mommy's baby. I think I hear rain. Uh-oh. I didn't know it was going to rain this early. Oh, I think my walk is canceled with my friend. Last night when I went to bed, it said the rain was going to start about 3 in the afternoon. Now it shows rain all morning. I'll probably get a text from her very soon saying, I guess we ain't walking. Oh well. I just texted her and I just said, oh no. Oh. So I'm going to finish up my breakfast, maybe hang out a little bit in here, listening to the rain with my Lorna Byrne book, and just relax.